Good evening once again, all my comic collecting friends out there in YouTube land. It's Comic Quarter 410. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm here tonight to do my entry video to Michael Jocko's 50 subscriber contest. And first, obviously, want to congratulate Michael. And, thank you for doing this giveaway. Definitely appreciate it. And everyone, go check out Michael's channel. He's a great guy. And that's going to kind of segue into one of his questions. He wanted you to name 3 YouTubers you think everyone should check out. And there's so many I could name. And I just think I wanted to recommend these 3 because I think these 3 guys should have a lot more subs than they do. So please go check them out. And the first is Michael Jocko, the guy who's doing this contest. I've been friends with Michael on here probably close to a year. He's a great guy, big Hulk fan, a big Wolverine fan. He likes Juggernaut, Thing, Pit. Really nice guy from Canada. Please go check his channel out and give him a sub. Also, my friend Carlos Infante from down in Mexico. He's just a really intelligent guy, and I don't know if I know anyone that knows more about Superman than Carlos. So definitely give him a sub too, please. And last but not least, this guy's been on here a little bit less than Michael and Carlos, but definitely should have more subs nonetheless, and he's a good guy. Wakanda Comics. So please check out his channel. He's obviously a big Black Panther fan, and give these guys the support that I know this good community always does. Moving on, Michael wanted to know how he got started making videos, and I watched videos for probably about close to a year and commented before I ever started making them. And I just remember I was watching like Roger69501, Hippie's Collectibles. Of course, everybody watches Hippie and Captain Strangelove. I'm no exception. Why Not Art, Howler Mouse. They were amongst the first I discovered, and also Fool Killer. So, excuse me. It made me decide that I wanted to start making vids because I love comics and wanted to be part of this great community. Next up, Michael wanted to see some of our money books, and this is all subjective. You might think something's worth a lot because Overstreet says it is, but if it's like Bugs Bunny or something, you're not going to get close to its value. Or, a book's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, and condition really is king. But here's some of what I would think are a few of my more valuable books. This is Two-Fisted Tales, issue 18. It's definitely banged up. It's got a date in wax pencil. Big fox ear. But this is the first issue of Two-Fisted Tales nonetheless, and I'm very happy to own that. Weird Science Fantasy, number 11. This is in pretty nice shape, especially compared to my other EC sci-fi books. Does have the month-day stamp. I'm learning that CGC and many dealers do not scrutinize the grade of a book too hard over a month-day stamp. I'm starting to learn that. But shown this before. This is my copy of Weird Science Fantasy number 29. Love this book. I can get a little focus. It's got some problems, as many of them do, but for this book, it's in pretty awesome shape. Oops. And here's Tales from the Crypt 27. Another month-day stamp, but pretty nice bright copy of this book. Huge fan of this series. Shown this several times as well. Tales from the Crypt number 33. Again, month and day. This time in pencil, which kind of sucks a little bit, but this is The Origin of the Crypt Keeper. This is a really, really high-grade copy of Fantasy Quarterly number 1, first appearance of ElfQuest. Like I've said before, just the paper stock being independently published by the Peonies, the paper stock even on the cover is extremely cheap. The cover stock is basically what you would see on the interior of most 1980s comics. So don't know how many survived in high grade, but I would put this copy in the 9.4, 9.6 range. The only flaw is here on this upper corner, if I can get some focus. Got a little bit two nicks there. But I mean, the spine is flawless. Staples are good, no rolling. Little, if I can get focused, a little bit of weight showing there at the bottom. A small ding. It's not focusing well, but I'd still put this in the 9.4, 9.6 range. So I don't see too many of them in that grade. I've shown this many times. This is my Incredible Hulk 181. Just doesn't want to focus on these, I'm sorry. God. Shiny Mylar and shiny lucite or whatever this plastic is, they don't like to let you focus. But like I said, this is my near mint copy of Hulk 181. Very, very happy to own that. And this is my Amazing Spider-Man 300 CGC'd at a 9.4. I have 2 copies of this, and this was, the other one was in pretty nice shape, but that was definitely the better of the 2. And last but certainly not least, this is my copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2. And it's CGC'd at a 9.8. It has off-white to white pages. Again, this very cheap paper stock and magazine size, but just a little bit of rubbing on that bottom corner. So I'm thinking between that and the off-white to white pages are what brought it down a little bit. It's a very nice copy, and came from the same collection my number 3 and 4 did, and I got those graded also, and I believe they got 9.6 or 9.6 and 9.4, or both 9.6s, can't remember. But nonetheless, big Turtles fan, happy to own that. Moving along, this is the question that really got my brain going, and I thought it was an excellent question. Michael wanted to know about some epic battles in comic books. First up is Stan Lee's Silver Surfer Judgment Day, and the epic battle in this is Galactus and Mephisto. And Galactus comes into his realm because Mephisto's taken Silver Surfer, and Galactus doesn't like him messing with his herald, so he goes into Mephisto's plane of existence. Mephisto uses power to increase himself to the same size as Galactus, and they duke it out. It's a good one. Silver Surfer Judgment Day. This was a great series, in my opinion, mostly for the sense that, unlike many comic book fights, there were clear-cut winners of each fight, and they matched up the DC and Marvel characters, and they let the fans call in those days and vote, or you could mail in a ballot and vote for who you thought should win, win the battles. And I just thought that was cool. They let the fans decide, and some really cool fights here. And the only one I'll tell you is Batman and Captain America just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and no one could gain an advantage, so that was a draw. Thought that was cool. And this also has the DC Universe logo down there in the UPC. This was also really well done, I thought, by Kurt Busiek and George Perez. JLA versus Avengers. And this is issue number 2. Really, really enjoyed this series. Having so much trouble getting focused, so I really apologize. But as always, beautiful covers by George Perez. A lot of people didn't like this. I really enjoyed it. Read it when I was really young. Marvel's Contest of Champions, one of the first big events I remember reading, and it was originally supposed to be planned for a treasury, but they split it up into 3 regular comic issues, so I think a lot of people were disappointed because there was nothing in this first issue except for the Collector and this unknown cosmic entity collecting their heroes from the Marvel Universe they were going to pit against each other. So basically it was just like Spidey disappearing, catching a robber, X-Men disappearing in the Danger Room, and nothing else happened this issue. So big part of why I was criticized. A lot of goofy characters they tried to introduce, one from each country. But I really liked it. It was first big event, and they battled in teams of 3. I thought it was cool. This is a reprint. Of course, I don't have the originals, but this is Fantasy Masterpieces number 8, and it reprints the original battles between Human Torch and Submariner by Bill Everett. And that is one of the most epic battles in the history of comics. And Namor's really the first anti-hero. This one I really love as well. I believe it actually starts in Astonishing Tales 4. But love this cover to Astonishing Tales 5. And the Red Skull and Dr. Doom battle it out in this issue. That was a pretty epic villain battle. Really love this issue. Really, really liked it. Any Deathstroke fans, this is a must-read. And I recommend it to everybody else as well. Deathstroke takes on the Justice League by himself and kicks ass. And this really shows why Deathstroke is an A-tier villain. And now he's kind of treated as such. So definitely love that one. Next up, Thanos versus everybody in the Marvel Universe. The Infinity Gauntlet. What an amazing read. Amazing, amazing read by Jim Starlin. And he even faces off against all the Celestials and Cosmic Entities. Beautiful stuff. Must read. This one kind of caught my eye as a kid. This is Creatures on the Loose number 32. And I just thought it was really cool that two of Spidey's villains fought each other. And I thought it made sense, Kraven going after the Man-Wolf. I always kind of wonder, like, if Kraven hunts animals, why isn't he going after, the vulture? Why isn't he going after the lizard especially? So, kind of thought this made sense and was a cool idea. I really dig that cover as well. This is one of my favorite Spidey battles of all time. Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut. Amazing Spider-Man 229 and 230. Both incredible covers here. This is just a great story. Spidey by himself against a foe that was so far out of his league, but just an amazing book, and just really captures the spirit of Spidey, how he doesn't give up, how he can take the punishment and keep going. Really good story, and I highly recommend that one. Spider-Man vs. Wolverine, of course. Kind of wish the ending of this fight would have went a little differently, but when I was a youngster and this came out, it flipped my wig. Now, I have the trade of this, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting what the original issues of this were. It was the Avengers run by Busiek and Perez, but I'm not sure what issues. And I think it might even have been its own miniseries, actually. I don't know. I'll have to check. I'm brain farting on that, but this is the trade paperback to Avengers Ultron Unlimited, and especially with the movie coming out, if you're an Avengers fan, this is a must-read. The battle when the Avengers show up to confront him is just epic, and they use some second-tier heroes in that, too. Really like this story, another masterpiece by Jim Starlin. Batman 10 Nights of the Beast, and Batman versus the KG Beast, to me, was kind of, they did the same thing with Bane. He's a great character, but I kind of almost felt like they could have done a Nightfall with the KG Beast coming back, because he was just like a more muscular, violent Russian version of Batman, and Batman couldn't stop him. He had to trick him and outsmart him, and I don't want to totally spoil it, but one of Batman's toughest fights, and he's very underrated in my opinion. That's a great read. This has to be one of the most epic battles in comic book history. Superman vs. Batman from Batman The Dark Knight Falls. This is book 4 of the Dark Knight mini. Epic cover, epic fight. So well done. Frank Miller pulls no punches on that one, and it stands the test of time well. Another one of my favorites here with Batman. This is Justice League number 5, where the mouthy Guy Gardner finally mouths off enough to piss off Batman. And the Batman vs. Guy Gardner fight in this book is very memorable. Sticks in my mind from my childhood. Always love the Batman Swamp Thing confrontations. They've met 3 or 4 times. And as I was discussing with District 12, I'm pretty sure Batman has never been able to defeat Swamp Thing. He always kind of has to agree to disagree, if you will, or just kind of talk him down and convince him to leave. And they met up in the first Bernie Wright's and the Swamp Thing series. I think it was issue 7 or 8. And they've definitely crossed over in Batman and I believe Brave and the Bold, maybe? Might be wrong about that, but definitely an issue of Batman where he confronts Swamp Thing again. So they've met a few times, but these are my favorite of the Swamp Thing Batman confrontations, and this is Alan Moore's Saga, now Swamp Thing, but it was Saga of the Swamp Thing 52 and 53, where Swamp Thing's just out of control in Gotham. Love these covers. Great, great stuff. This book made such an impression on me, and not only does it have an epic fight with Elektra and Bullseye, an epic fight with Daredevil and Bullseye. Love this double-size issue. Maybe my favorite Daredevil story of all time. Definitely single issue. It's up there, to me it's up there with Born Again, but as far as single issue goes, that's my favorite Daredevil book. This is a great story. Two-parter Doom Quest here, and this is Invincible Iron Man number 150. Just an epic cover here by John Romita Jr. and Bob Layton. And I believe this, ETA Nick said this is the first comic he ever read, and it's a great one. Excellent story. And they even revisited it years later because it was good enough. And I believe if you buy the trade, the story arc from the 80s and the one done a decade or two later are both included. So that's a good read. Pick up the Doom Quest, Iron Man Doom Quest trade paperback or hardcover. I know Michael Jocko is a big Hulk fan, and in digging through my books, I realized a lot of the epic fights that I like involve the Hulk because he's the badass to test everyone. And I should have also pulled out, Ultimates 4 or 5, where they have to fight him. And he's pissed off because Freddie Prinze is having dinner with Betty Ross. That's a great issue, too, and a great fight. But Wolverine and Hulk, they've met many times. Hulk 180, 181, 182. But I really love this one. Incredible Hulk 340 with the McFarlane cover. And an epic confrontation, once again, with Wolverine and Hulk. The what-ifs with Wolverine and Hulk were pretty damn good, too. This is another Hulk fight I really like, Hulk 348, where he takes on the Absorbing Man in Mr. Fix-It form, where he's a little weaker. And the Absorbing Man's really kicking his ass, and the way the Hulk finally defeats him, I thought the writing was really good. Really enjoyed that. Hulk versus Thing. I know they first met, I believe, in Fantastic Four. Obviously don't have that. But anytime they meet up, it's a great battle between these two. And this is Marvel 2-in-1 number 46. And another Hulk Thing confrontation I really like. Incredible Hulk 350, where Doom pits the Thing versus Mr. Fix-It. And there's a plot twist at the end of the story some people might not like, but the fight is epic. Another incredibly written fight with the Hulk is the Hulk versus the Silver Surfer in the Planet Hulk storyline. This took place in Incredible Hulk 95. Incredible cover here by Ladron, and this was an amazing fight. That whole storyline is a must-read, and it led into this, which was just as epic. World War Hulk, this is issue number 4. He fights everybody. He comes back to Earth, pissed off, and a honed fighting machine from fighting in the gladiator arenas on Planet Hulk, and he comes back to kick the Illuminati's ass. Great cover there by David Finch. That's a really good story. I know Michael Jocko is a big fan of this one. Hulk vs. Pitt, written by Peter David, illustrated by Dale Keown. Great fight, great book. This was a cool one. She-Hulk 13. She-Hulk and Thanos, written by Dan Slott. It's a great cover, too. I don't know if that's Greg Horn or who that is. Could be Mike Mayhew. I'll have to look that up. When I was a youngster, there was no hotter ticket in town than Punisher War Journal 6 and 7. Wolverine and Punisher were the two hottest characters, and they faced off. And this was a great, great battle. And these covers are legendary by the great Jim Lee. And, of course, last but not least, Wolverine and Sabretooth. Anytime they meet up, it's a great battle. And this is X-Men 212. And love this X-Men 213 cover by Alan Davis. So, definitely some good reading in there. And just want to tell everyone, please remember to check out Michael Jocko, Carlos Infante, and Wakanda Comics. I'll put links below. Congratulations again to Michael. Thank you for doing this giveaway. Appreciate it, man. Everyone else, thank you for your time. Always appreciate you stopping by to check out my books. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your comic book reading.